We are learning more tonight about the story that we gave you last evening about the potential motive of a Georgia woman allegedly at the heart of a bombshell leak that confirms that Russia attacked our voting system, or attempted to attack the voting system, prior to the 2016 election. So we now know that this young lady, 25-year-old Reality Winner is her name, was apparently no fan of President Trump. Her social media accounts littered with expletive-ridden criticism of him, like this one, quote, "I'm losing my mind. If you voted for this piece of," you can figure out the rest, "explain this. He's lying. He's blatantly lying, and the second largest supply of fresh water in the country is now at risk. Hashtag no Dakota pipeline, access pipeline, never my president, resist." She's a contractor for the federal government. Here now, Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, starting just fresh off of that, I mean, she has every right to tweet whatever she wants.
Right. It's probably inappropriate that somebody that has a national security clearance who therefore works for the president, remember the NSA is in the military, she's a contractor for the military, expresses views like that, but she does have a constitutional right to do it. But I would argue that she actually helped the president by what she released, because she released irrefutable proof that the NSA knew that the Russians attempted to affect the outcome of the election by planting cookies, attractive links, in 122 city and county clerks around the country who are in the business of counting votes. And if any employees in one of those 122 offices clicked on the link, then the hacker would be able to manipulate the outcome. President Obama denied that this happened. We now know that his NSA knew that it happened. President Putin, whom none of us really believe, denied that it happened. We now know that he was lying.
Why did President Obama deny that it happened?
Well, who knows why President Obama said what he said, but he denied as late as Christmas, with Christmas time,
anything that actually affected voting.
Correct.
Now, I'm going to try and fly through this news here on this last couple segments I have here with you, and it's this crazy news now. Now, what's really running through the media at this moment is the jailed NSA leaker, or is going to be, Reality Winner. That is her name. She's 25 years old, worked for the NSA. She has leaked this allegedly damaging report on Russian hacking into the election, which Admiral Rogers of the NSA has even said that, Trump has never asked me to stop an investigation or anything into something, or stop anything, influence me to do anything against my power. And has also confirmed that Russians did not interfere with the tallying of the votes on election day, therefore shattering the narrative that the Russians really intervened with the election. But now this document coming from, 5-page document coming from the NSA, it's classified, leaked out to the Intercept that this girl did. She's now a reality loser, will be spending probably 10 years in jail. And this article from InfoWars pretty much does a solid idea of it, saying being white is terrorism. That is her own tweet, saying Kanye West, you should make a shirt saying that being white is considered terrorism. And she's actually a far thoroughly brainwashed individual, far leftist, that is for Black Lives Matter, that's for climate change, that's not my president, resist, everything, hashtag never Trumper, the usual crap you see coming out of that side. Now, this girl, like I said, she got arrested Saturday at her place, didn't really do a lot of secrecy in putting this out into the public, and she now faced a trial court on Monday, and now it is Wednesday, and she is going to be spending some time in prison for this leaking. Quite a shame. She's a young girl. She's not ugly. However, she's spending. She was doing something completely stupid, leaking documents that's classified to a newspaper outlet, online outlet, and now spending time behind bars. So, and WikiLeaks has come out to defend her, kind of, and people are like, well, what about Snowden? Well, Snowden did something that actually benefited the public. This does nothing. This only showed that, okay, yeah, the Russians might have tried to, hack into a VR. It's called VR Systems or something like that, based out of Florida. Hack into these software, and nothing happened. They couldn't get into it apparently. So, but we don't even know that because as we came out from the Vault 7 WikiLeaks that the CIA can manipulate it to make it look like the Russians did it when actually it was CIA operatives posing as Russians trying to interfere with our elections. That could easily, very well be the case too. This document doesn't outline that. So not really, it's a nothing burger. Just like a lot of other things that have came out that have been nothing burgers. It's absolute stupidity. And the public, some of the public is buying it. A lot of people aren't. And it's really just being overlooked. She's stupid, spending time in jail. That's one of them. Now there's also a lot of today drama going on with Jeff Sessions, saying that he might resign because him and Trump have not been getting along. Ever since Sessions decided to recuse himself from the Russian investigation, Trump's been pissed. You remember that whole ordeal with where Bannon was in the White House Oval Office yelling, and Reince Priebus was there, and CNN caught it on tape and spying on him. And the president's sitting there, and it's just a big drama ever since Sessions recused himself. There really hasn't been a good tension now. I haven't checked on the news yet lately to see if he has resigned or not. However, that is a big threat that ABC News came out with early today, saying that he might resign, which would be a huge deal and would be a very sad thing to see, being that he's a very trusted, loyal man with a great background. And I think personally he's a great attorney general. Yet to have gone on to Clinton still, but that is awaiting the case itself. We will see. Tomorrow we also have James Comey testifying in front of Congress, and to see what actually happened. Trump might be live tweeting, which I think is a good idea. He'll put his input in, and he's pretty much warned Comey like, watch what you say, because I pretty much heard everything on tape. That whole ordeal last month. And, we'll see what happens with Comey. Comey lied. Comey tried to defend the Clintons when she was obviously a criminal that should have been put in jail a long time ago, especially during her time in the State Department. So that's what's happening. Known criminals are going to let go. Trump let go of Comey, and now he's trying to backfire, and Chuck Schumer has come out saying that the intelligence agencies have situational Sundays are getting back at Trump. Trump's now trying to get back at him since he's trying to openly sabotage the president now that he's gone. And we'll see that Comey agreement, testimony is going to be a large, massive, on-air media, just eyeballs all over the screens. And now there's even bars reportedly opening up to have this be witnessed in the morning. So people can pretty much get drunk and just go crazy and watch this in real time. At the same time, Trump today has nominated Christopher Wray to lead the FBI. We got a new FBI head today. I don't know a whole lot about him. It says that he was a deputy AG for President G.W. Bush. And I don't know. We'll see. Apparently he worked for Chris Christie. All this stuff coming out of Breitbart News here. So we'll see how he goes. There's still the investigation going on, but we're not even investigating the real criminals with real historic criminal pasts like the Clintons and their Clinton Foundation and the money laundering from ISIS funding countries in the Middle East like Qatar and Saudi Arabia. Now, the Saudis have also cut off their ties with Qatar, saying that they're heavily linked with ISIS and Al-Qaeda related involvement and funding money into them, saying we don't want any part of that anymore. Ever since Trump went over to the Middle East and talked to the Saudi kings and the princes and saying that, we don't want to be part of this. There's too much drama. There's too much action going here. We're done. I think Saudi Arabia really is having a change of tune, but who knows? You can't really trust your enemy too much, but you got to hold your nose, like I said, and shake hands with the devil sometimes for the greater good of the future of humanity. So maybe that's what's going on with them. They've pulled out, along with some other countries, away from Qatar. And Qatar is just continuing to do it. And guess what? Clinton Foundation got money from Qatar that openly funds radicals, which throw gays off buildings, which I don't know why the left allies itself with that. Honestly, I mean, let's go to the brass tacks. They both hate America. So that's what we're dealing with here. But this guy, I don't really know too much about him. I can't comment a lot on Christopher Wray, except for what I said earlier of what he's done as deputy AG. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this guy goes. We'll see what opens up during investigations here. And we'll see what happens with Jeff Sessions in accordance with this breaking story. Now, you know, the fact that we're letting these people go without any consequences is just beyond me. But a lot of these people, like in Bill Clinton's administration and even Nixon's administration, you know, there's people from the Trilateral Commission behind the scenes running things, especially with Henry Kissinger. Now Trump meets with them. I understand that Kissinger doesn't want problems with Russia. However, you can never fully trust these people, although they understand that their entire cabal is being sabotaged by the Trump administration, especially with pulling out a Paris Agreement, which is a giant, massive blow to the New World Order, you know, fascist-style establishment with courtocracies and industries running our lives at every aspect and spying on us. And, you know, that's a great thing. That's why they're openly after Trump, openly trying to say they're going to kill him. There's been, you know, Broadway plays now, Shakespearean plays saying that, oh, we're that depict assassinating the president. Kathy Griffin holding up assassinating, you know, the head of the president, a decapitated President Trump with bloody head. Which Barron thought it was his actual dad. And apparently he's probably going to be pretty traumatized. No one deserves to see that. That was horrible. No one should be condoning, you know, Kathy Griffin for that. Absolute evil. And she works with CNN. Now CNN's fired her. Who knows how long she'll be fired. She may just end up, for all we know, being on the New Year's Eve ball drop, as we saw last year, when CNN was just pissed drunk all over the screen with Don Lemon and getting his ear pierced with the UN Secretary General, you know, dropping the ball for us, pretty much saying, oh, we're bringing in the new year, bitch, not Trump. So that's what's going on. That's what's really happening. Well, like I said, Sessions leaves. It's going to be a big deal. So when I come back for this break, I'm going to go to my last segment here. We're going to talk about what's going on in South Korea and what's going on with this Evergreen College deal that's getting worse and worse by the day. Stay with me. We'll be right back.